All right, let's face it. In life, it can be hard. Trials can be difficult. You want everything to go your way all the time. But we know that in reality, that doesn't happen. So, no one wakes up to say, hey, I want to be a loser in life. I want to be a bum on the street. I want to be coked up on drugs and not do anything with my life and not be productive. Out of the womb, I know there's some data statistically that's stating that, a lot of unborns feel like they're unwanted when they're in their mother's womb. Okay, due to generational curses, but that's for another video. But you work hard on the craft, you beat on it every single day, you work an endless amount of hours, and to prove to people that, hey, you can do this, you can succeed. You get to the national level, and it's been instilled you since pee-wee and since middle school and high school that when you go through adversity, you keep going. You take the punishment, you keep getting it, because at the end of the day, light is going to end at it's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Prime example for the Cleveland Browns, they haven't won a game in 2 years. In 2 years, they haven't won a game. But they finally ended that drought last night against the New York Jets, winning 21-17. They kept being consistent. They kept rebuilding. But as you climb the ladder of success, it can get lonely at the top at times. You're still in the nature of competing. And you're probably saying, Young Lee Jr., what are you trying to get at? What I'm trying to get at is this. Everything's not going to go your way at first. It's going to be many things, many times that you want to quit. Okay? So, we have Vontae Davis. I respect him a lot. And I'm not truly upset with him because I was actually laughing at this, man. There's so many memes and they say they Vontae'd it on the Urban Dictionary. If I had to cut the grass, right, and back in the day, my father wanted me to cut the grass. I'm like, I'm sick of cutting this grass. It's just hot outside. I'm just going to Vontae it. I'm just going to stay. Hey, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it I'm going to finish it next week. You have to do it. So, we have Vontae Davis, who was a cornerback, right, for the Buffalo Bills. He used to play for the Indianapolis Colts, making great plays when against my Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, so they was down 28-6 and a halftime. He decided, instead of just waiting till the game was over to announce his retirement, he decided to do it right then and there. He didn't even want to suit up and boot up and put his helmet on and continue to play and provide for his team at halftime. After halftime, he said, I announced my retirement. I'm not playing anymore. And I don't know if that's against the NFL rules. I think he was supposed to wait to the end of the season, But, hey, he announced his retirement. I'm not playing. I'm not suiting up anymore. And how you think how the Bills felt? How you think how Josh Allen felt? How you think the defensive coordinator felt? Like, you let them down. You let the fans down, people who were season ticket holders, and that loved the Buffalo Bills, travel all over the world just to see you perform. And yes, things are not going your way, but the fans maybe have the ability to leave. They can do that. But you are getting paid. You are making millions of dollars. Even if you're not making millions, you're still on that roster and you put on that helmet. You continue to move forward. I wish, like you have a corporate meeting. All these corporate meetings I go to, some things for the most part, I believe it can be pointless at times because, they just like to talk about a lot of things and not get things done, like to hear themselves talk in a very arrogant way. And you come up with suggestions, right? But they just ignore it. And it continues to be a vicious cycle all over and over again. So they pretty much subconsciously love when things are messed up. And I would love to not go to a meeting. I would love to, in the middle of my shift, right? I go to a meeting. And I would love to just go home, not finish my shift. Like, you know what? I'm having a bad day. It's too many rushes, too many people coming in here. I'm good. I'm just going home. I'm great. I'm not coming back. That's pretty much what Vontae Davis did. But millions of Americans probably do it. You got some people who have the audacity to clock in their work, right? They clock in to their job and go home and come back home to clock out. You do no type of work to get that type of money, man, right? In that specific moment. And, I just think as Vontae Davis, I just think it would have been very appropriate if he just would have if he just would have just stayed or just finish the game off. Like, yes, you're down 28-6. There may be a big margin, but, many teams come back for that deficit. And you was making plays. I just think that, man, and he doesn't think it was nothing wrong with it. You got the Wall Street Journal saying, oh, well, he's justified. He said, hey, this is cool. This is great. I feel like I did the right thing. I know you've been playing for 10 seasons, 10 years, and Football is a violent sport. It's a lot on your body. But Barry Sanders didn't do that. Calvin Johnson waited till the end of the season. I mean, it's just things that I feel like as a leader, you are the defense. You should have set that tone, like, I'm going to at least play, to the end of this game and then announce my retirement to go on to move on to better things. But he looked at that score when Mike Williams scored that touchdown. He thought to himself, he said, you know what, I'm not going to suit up anymore. I'm not going to go out there and play. And he doesn't feel no remorse on it. So you got people on LT, ESPN, Good Morning America, First Take, all that, man. They just going into detail, man. They're just like, oh my God, just laughing and stuff. But at the same time, they bashing this, man. I just think Vontae Davis, man, you just went better off. Like, you know what? I don't even want to get drafted to the Bills. No disrespect to the Bills fans, but I ain't gonna win no Super Bowl with them. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we don't got no Marshawn Lynch. We don't got no Tyrod Taylor. We don't got all these individuals. I mean, you just Vontae'd it. Now, I did Vontae one thing. When I went to the movies to see 50 Shades of Black, one of the worst movies directed by Marlon Wayans, right? That was with my girl at the time. This is back in 2016, I want to say. Shoot, and like, I think it was like 45 minutes of the movie, man. I just left. I Vontae that. Now, that was acceptable, and I paid my money for that. So, I was a consumer. So, pretty much, I ain't really gained nothing from that, but, lost some money and I wasted my time with it. But I feel like as a professional, when things are not going your way, you stick to it. And then you make some adjustments afterwards. Not during the beating. That's just... This is like, man, like, I play chess, right? When I lost, I remember, prime example, it happens to me a lot. When I lost my bishop, man, in one of the first few moves, I was like, dang, I lost my bishop. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep playing until he checkmate me. You never know. And, the opponent, he made bad moves, and I ended up winning. Can you imagine if I would have Vontae that? I would probably would have learned from my mistakes, when I got upset. And then, too, I would have been so used to just quitting in the middle of an assignment, of a middle of a mission, was to checkmate my opponent's king as much as possible, or just surround him. I lost my queen in some games before my opponent does, but I still found a way to win because I had the mission. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I still had a fighting chance, okay? Especially if the game is still going on. And I just feel like Vontae Davis, we don't know, like I said, the Buffalo Bills would have caught up and won that game if he would have stayed. But as a professional manner, just finish the game. And I want to say this as young brothers, we got to finish the game. Finish the race. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it be days you don't want to get up and go to work in the morning. Yes, it's going to be days that you don't feel like fixing things or reconcile your relationship with your spouse. Yes, it's gonna be things that you don't feel like studying and staying up 10 hours a day, man, just so you get it right. I mean, I know this is football and it's all entertainment, but this is not a good action to do. We have to endure as men. Joshua was a fighting warrior in the Bible. Okay, he died when there's no more wars to fight. I mean, he that was his mission, was to fight and lead. I'm pretty sure he lost some battles, and yes, the Lord was with him, but he lost some battles. He continued to move forward. He continued to keep going. Job, when God tested him, Satan put all these spirits on him and leprosy and all these diseases, and all his spouse who was about to leave him, and I mean, he lost his cattle. I mean, he lost some of his kids. He was broke. But he still continued to stay the course. Can you imagine if he would have killed himself? His name wouldn't be probably in the Bible. Or he wanted to be that inspirational man that we look up to in the Old Testament when we go through trials and tribulations of many kinds, right? So at the same time, I feel like, I know if you want to go to another direction in life, and your spirit's telling you to do something else, but if you're in the middle of something, just finish through it. Prime example, when I worked at Little Caesars, and I'm not trying to contradict myself, but I did a similar thing what Vontae Davis did. I was supposed to work a shift. I was 19 years old. I hated that job. Worked there for 8 months. It was one of the worst jobs I ever had in my life. But I still eat their products, so that's for a whole nother thing. But I was the cashier. I was making sure the pepperonis was fresh. I was making sure that the crazy bread was fresh and all that. I was doing pretty much everything while the manager was in the back, doing whatever they want to do, masturbating in the bathrooms. So I was pretty much doing every single thing I wanted to do, right? And I just got fed up, and I was making $7.40 an hour. I'm like, all this work that I'm doing, and I'm doing a little bit of paperwork, all this work that I'm doing, it's not adding up to my paycheck. And I just got frustrated, and then I was also getting written up and yelled at because there was many people coming in to the corporation, to the store, and I'm looking like I'm one cashier. It's a busy area. We surrounded by many stores and businesses, especially around lunchtime. We're gonna have a volume of people. That's why we need workers. We need people. I don't understand what corporations, when they own this, it's like a profit organization that they make so much money off of little employees, off of little work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the more employees they have, the more money they feel like they will lose. But at the same time, you want quality. We only one person. We're not a robot. But that's why I feel like they going to implement, many businesses going to implement robots right now to replace human beings, okay? So they don't have to worry about breaks, don't have to worry about inaccuracy too much, and it saves them a little bit of money, and it works fast. So that's for a whole nother thing. So making a long story short, I was working at Little Caesars. I hated it the next day. I finished my shift though, but the next day I was supposed to work, and my manager wanted me to come in early in the morning. And I text him saying, "Hey, I agree," but then again I text him 10 minutes later, say, "Hey man, I'm not going back to work. I'm done. I ain't put no 2 weeks notice in," and I just left. And I moved on to go into bigger, better in things. And I did a similar thing to Vontae Davis, right? You can say I quit on my team, I quit on, but I feel like it was detrimental to my future. But with this, man, I'm really 50-50 with this, okay? But I feel like in the National Football League level, when people are looking at you, people are spending hard-earned money to see you perform, and yes, we know it's going to be a winner or a loser, and arguably the Bills can be the worst team in the NFL. People say, can you blame him? But at the same time, you should have finished the game. Just finish the game, and then you do your other assessments, man. You do your other journey. But at the end of the day, young man, we gotta finish it. We gotta finish the race. It's not about how you start, but it's how you end. According to the book of Ecclesiastics, man. So the end of the thing is better than its beginning. You get me? So yeah, I just think that with this, with Vontae Davis quitting early, I mean, it could be a silly move, but hey, I mean, if I was a Bills fan, I would be a little offended, but then again, I'd be like, well, yeah, we do kind of suck, but you want your team to finish, man. I'm pretty sure the Browns had many chances they wanted to leave, but, they couldn't stick to it, and they made adjustments, and they built themselves around talent, right? So they didn't give up. So you got to continue to fight the good fight, man. But that's all I got to say with this, man. I'm not going to be long-winded with this, but this is how I really feel. Vontae Davis quitting early. This is what I learned from it. Nobody wants to be a loser in life, but sometimes we have to take losses. But what makes you a winner is you going through the trenches. You're going through just the trials, and you know that at the end of the day, eventually things are going to go your way. But things are not going to go your way right then and there. And if you got to make certain adjustments, if you working at a job, you hate your job, that's when you have to start investing in yourself. Start saving money, look for other things, maybe get a new skill, a new trade or something, and something that can build yourself up. And, just leave on a good note. You got Ray Lewis, right? He won a Super Bowl. He retired in a great note. Now, Vontae Davis, don't get me wrong, we're going to look at your stats and everything. He was a great player, but for the most part, people are going to be making memes about you. You're like in the Urban Dictionary right now as Vontae and it, quitting things in the middle of things, of an assignment. So at the end of the day, that's not a good captain. That's not a good leader. And, people just gonna look at you, gonna remember you like, hey, this is the dude who Vontae things, who just quit things in the middle when things are not going his way. So I'm just gonna Vontae it. Are you gonna go to school today? Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna go to school until third hour, then I'm gonna Vontae and go home. That's pretty much what it is, man. But hey, at the end of the day, that's all I gotta say, man. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. But Vontae Davis, God bless you. You will do something better, and hopefully this won't be a repeat of anybody, man. Any corporate America, any something small, man. Just do your 2 weeks notice, leave at a good note, and you move on, and you continue to grow as a human being. But that's how I feel about the Vontae Davis situation, man, quitting early. It is what it is, man. I'm out.